Hello, everybody, and welcome to Seagulls Flying High. My name is Seagulls Tom, and this is my first ever Football Manager series on YouTube, and hopefully it will be very successful. So, for those of you who don't know, Seagulls is the nickname for Brighton and Hove Albion, a professional Premier League side who have been in the league for 4 years now in real life. It will be 3 years in Football Manager. So, a little bit about the club themselves. So, they've been operating in its current form since 1901. They are currently owned by a lifelong fan, Tony Bloom, who's put a lot of his own money in and made his money from gambling businesses and things like that, sports betting, things like that. So here we can see that they are fierce rivals with Crystal Palace, the A23 derby, and it's an absolute big derby if you're from the south. If you're anywhere else in the country, you probably don't think it's that important. But they are predicted to finish around 14th. I think that is a realistic expectation. It may be that they can get pulled into relegation fight, which I'm expecting to be in a little bit of one in this save, especially for the first year. But hopefully we can push on. A couple of the legends of the club, Peter Ward. You've got the likes of Bobby Zamora, Glenn Murray's a massive legend as well. So hopefully we can create some legends for ourselves and move on with the club. So what does the club expect from me as their manager? So their vision is for us to sort of maintain where we're at. They want us to sort of stay in the league, mainly, as every club will do. But they want us to do that by signing young players and then sell them on for a lot of profit. So that's the aim. We will go wonder kid hunting at some point in the near future, I am sure, and I know that's everybody's favourite part of this game, but we will be doing that in the future. They just want us to become an established Premier League side. Hopefully we can push on to the top 10 within a couple of seasons or next season, and then push on for Europe. So we want to sort of surpass these expectations as quickly as we can. But the squad is a good Premier League side. There's nothing in there that's overly filled with quality, but they are a good Premier League side. In recent times, they've been sort of, besides being developed on a great defence, and you can see that in the likes of Lewis Dunk, Ben White, who has come back on loan from Leeds, who is going to be a key player for us this year. We've also got the explosive pace of Tariq Lamptey on the right-hand side. If we just have a look at him. So this is an updated database, just by the way. So we've got all the latest signings up until the 22nd of September. So anything past today, unfortunately, isn't on here, but anything up to then is. But in the base game and in the database, his current ability isn't actually that high, so it's set at a League One level. I have slightly adjusted that just because I think he's proven himself to be a little bit better than that, but not fully proven himself to be a solid Premier League player at the moment, even though I think he is, but he probably needs to do it over a bit of a long period. So our coaches think he's at a championship level at the moment. So I think he's definitely right, and he's got big potential. So hopefully we'll be able to keep him here for a long time, and we might even need to try and get him on a new deal at some point in the near future. Else in our squad, we've got a decent midfield. The likes of Yves Bissouma is going to be really big. I'll try and get Steven Alzate into the side as much as possible, and the likes of Adam Lallana as well, who was a free signing in the summer, and he's going to just bring that experience of sort of winning things and playing at the top level. So that's the makeup of the midfield. And up top, it's probably where we are lightest. We don't have an awful lot of options. Anthony's injured in real life, but he's not injured in here. Neil Maupay will be our main striker. He'll be sort of that pressing forward who sort of engage with the opposition a lot. I think he'll do well. Hopefully, get some good goals. But we will be looking for a new striker. And that's near enough what I think we should show you. For the moment, what I'll do is I'll go through pre-season, make any signings that I will do. Hopefully, we'll get a new left back in and a new striker. I've got a few names sort of on the tip of my tongue and sort of in my head. So we'll see whether we can get them in terms of transfer budget and things like that. Yeah, we're not blessed. So we've got 7.8 mil and £60,000 in the wage budget. So it's not a lot. So there may have to be some outs. Unfortunately, Dale Stevens, who is at the moment reported in real life to be going to Burnley, he may leave. We might need to do that in order to get some more money in to try and get the top signings in. My scouts currently want me to sign with Charlison here. I'm not sure he's quite attainable. For 64 million to 98 million, it's not quite in our budget, is it? I will seal it there. But we'll see who we can get in, and we may need to sort of spend a little time scouting and see who it is. But that'll be done over the next hour or so for me, for you, a couple of seconds. So hopefully I'll be back before you know it, and we'll have some new signings, and we will be playing our first game of the season, which is against Aston Villa. So Aston Villa will be when we get back, and we've actually got a really nice August. It's the first time I've seen that, so hopefully 4 wins from 4 out of that should be what we're aiming for. Southampton maybe slightly difficult, Burnley away also maybe slightly difficult, but Fulham at home and Aston Villa away, I should be winning them as the sides. But what we'll do is we'll come back, hopefully have some new signings. I'll show you the couple of tactics I've got in mind, and we'll go through the final team, and also if there's any outstanding players in the pre-season sort of time. But yeah, hopefully I will see you in a couple of seconds. And welcome back. Pre-season's gone well. It's been a few hours. I was thinking lots and lots about the players that we're going to bring in, and ultimately brought in 2 starters, first team players, and 1 sort of backup. A couple of players have gone to try and fund it, because obviously we only had 7 million to spend, and we've spent probably about 12, 13, so that's to lose some players, and we made a bit of a profit. So if we just quickly crack on and just show you sort of who we've brought in. So we'll go here, ignore all this at the top. That's pretty much all of the ones that were done before. It does say Adam Lallana was bought for 25 million. In real life they got him on a free, so that's a little bit of an error, so it may explain why we didn't have as much money as I thought, or as I wanted. So the ones to pay attention to are these ones here that I'm highlighting. So Jason Malumbi has left on loan to Tranmere Rovers, and Victor Gyökeres has gone to Swansea on loan. The big one really is Ali Wazir Hambash. So he's gone for £14 million to Red Bull Salzburg. He wasn't really going to play for me. I don't think he's quite up to Premier League football in real life, as much of a nice guy that he is. But £14 million, I couldn't really turn it down. So he was gone. He was kicking up a bit of a fuss as well. So goodbye. Florian Andone has gone on loan down to the Championship, which was a bit of a shock. But he's gone on loan to Cardiff. We're paying half his wages to go down, and I've got a couple of players to replace him. But again, he's not really ever hit the ground running at Brighton, so hopefully you can do that at Cardiff, and we can sell him for a bit of profit. And then they sold. My board decided to sell Teddy James. I think without me knowing, all my head of youth development accepted the offer, but he went to Watford for around £1 million, or rising to 1.4. So that's a bit of a shame, as he has quite decent potential, but you win some, you lose some. Now we'll go down to who we've brought in. So these are the ones that we brought in. So 5 out, 5 in. The big one to start was Wendell, the left back from Bayer Leverkusen. I'll be honest, I was thinking I'd get in someone like Rico Henry from Brentford, but this guy came up, said he was slightly interested. So I thought, I've got to snap him up. He is a quality player. He's quick, he's good on the ball, he's really defensive. He's played at the top level for Leverkusen. So we got him in, quite a big deal, 55,000. So he's one of the highest paid players. And he did insist on a release clause. But if he goes to 24 million, we got him in for 10. So we make 14 mil on that. So I'm not too bothered. And we did have to promise to let him treat us as a stepping stone. So he may go in a year or 2 time, but if we can get a year or 2 out of him, I think he'll be really, really good. So if we head back, Ellis Watts, I think my head of youth brought in along with Canis Carroll, so I wouldn't really worry too much about them. This guy, Petagna, I think his name is someone I brought in on loan just for the year, and we may be able to buy him for quite cheap. And if it goes well, he won't start to straight away. But a big target man. He's got someone that we've not really got. We've got Neil Morpay, Aaron Connolly. We've also brought in Ryan Brewster on loan, who are all quite small, sort of poacher and sort of quick players. But he's someone who can hold the ball up. He's good in the air, 6'3", he's strong. So hopefully he will be a big player for us. And yeah, so That's it, and I'll move myself out of the way quickly. So you see the others, Brian Brewster down there on loan for 6k a month, which is nothing really. He probably won't play that many games, but just a bit of depth. He'll play in the cup and things like that. Okay, so I'm going to be completely honest with you. I just sat through 90 minutes of the most boring 1-1 draw you have ever seen in your life. So I thought rather than bore you with that, we'd skip on and do the South Coast Derby against Southampton. But when I'm telling you it's boring, it was really boring. There was no highlights in the first half, and I think there's only 2 or 3 highlights in the second, so I didn't want you to sit through that. But we did get a 1-1 draw away from home, and quite disappointing, but on the balance of play, it was definitely the right result, I think, for both sides. So we're going in with a similar team to the one that we played with last time. So we're going to have Matty Ryan in goal. Ben White is out injured, so we're going to crack on with Joel Veltman on the right and back three with Dunk, Webster, Tarrant Lamptey at right wing back, Wendell left wing back. Basuma will come in for Dale Stephens, who started last game, with Lallana attacking, who scored, get in, and David Popper as our deep line playmaker, with Alzate coming onto the bench instead of Dale Stephens, and hopefully I'll be able to get him a few minutes in, and up top Mope and Connolly again. I think my scouts are predicting Southampton going to match this, so hopefully it'll be an even game, and we can crack on and hopefully get 3 points to properly kick off our season. The Carabao Cup draw has been done, and we are at home to Southampton, so we got them in a matter of weeks twice. But fingers crossed we can crack on and get the 3 points. Here's Joel Burton takes the throw in. Back into Lamptey, beat his man, hopefully get the ball in. No, to Basuma. Oh, good strike and a good stay from Fraser Forster. We get the corner though, and David Proper will take it. We'll whip the ball in to Wendell. Can't quite run the header. So then we'll play, collects the header to Lamptey. We'll play it to Basuma, back to Lamptey. Can't run with the ball. We'll play across to Wendell. Good ball. Is he going to beat? No, Basuma with that. More pay. Connolly. Wendell. Oh. Is he going to play that out wide? Lamptey ball's on there. Wendell with the throw. Can he whip the ball in? No, he plays it to Connolly. It's a clever ball. Oh, just over the bar. We are all over them. So they have a corner in there. Throw in their own half. Armstrong doesn't really know what to do with it. Managed to get out of play. O'Connor brings the ball up. Can we stop him early? No, he plays a good ball into Ward-Prowse. It's looking a bit dangerous here from Southampton. Lamptey brilliantly wins it. He's on a yellow card, which is a bit nerve-wracking. Plays a hopeless ball up, but Wendell collects to Connolly, to Morpay. Basuma takes it out to Lamptey, brings the ball forward. Can he get that ball in? No, plays it to Basuma. I think Morpay. Oh, it's a good save from Forster. David Proper whip this in. He can, but no, not really one. Rotman with it in a bit of a bother. Plays a great ball in. Good half for Brighton, despite not scoring. We've had all the ball, we've had all the chances. So I think all we need to do now is go a bit more positive, and hopefully we can grab the goal in the second half. And if not, we'll make the change when needs be. But fingers crossed for the second half, we can do this. I'll tell them these how things are going. They look delighted. I started with Hoyt lose the ball to Lamptey, to Basuma, plays it to Proper. We get that ball out to Lallana, plays it to Wendell. Proper to Basuma. We're keeping him very nice on the edge of the area, but there's no real quality intent at the moment. Wendell, can he beat his man? No. Proper, Wendell has another chance. No, he's some right to Proper. Can he play the ball on the left? He can. Wendell wrote this ball then. Gets his corner. Hopefully, come on, we can do something out of it, lads. Proper with the corner. And I can get out of it. Okay, the 60th minute has hit. We're going to bring Andrea Patagna on. And Connolly is going to come on as our target man. Support. Hopefully, we can fizz balls up to him and he can do something. Get on those crosses, corners. But let's go. Let's see what he can do. Ward-Prowse here with the corner, whips it in. It's won by Lamptey. More play with the ball. Can we break? Can we break? No, wasting a chance of it here. Tiny plays a great ball out to Lamptey. Can he use his pace? He's trying to. He can do. He's round O'Connor into Mope. Come on, lads. Make some more changes. Alexis McAllister's going to come on for Adam Lallana, and Steve Mills after he's going to come on for David Proper. Hopefully that can bring the changes through and we can come up positively. But is this going to be a highlight? Valerie bring the ball forward. David Proper wins it. Plays it back to Chris Duck. Back to David Proper. He played down to Wendell. Bring back to getting forward very, very nicely. Wendell again. Can he whisk this ball in? To beat his man. Come on. Into the corner. We're going to look to go more attacking for these last 10 minutes or so. Hopefully nab the goal. Alvati collects the short free kick from Webster. Dunk brings it forward. Is he going to play that ball to Lamptey? Maybe it's Basuma. I think Basuma is who he is. Can Lamptey whip this ball in? Beats his man. Pitanya! What a way to start his Brighton career. Hopefully it's a late winner. And that is it. The late goal from Andrea Patagna. His first goal for the club, wins it for Brighton. A dominant performance, and one that we'd love to see throughout the season, and will get us a lot of points. Just need to be that little bit more clinical in front of goal. But fingers crossed, it will come. Got some young players in there, and we'll move on. So, yeah, very, very good result. After that brilliant start to the season, 1-1 draw away and a 1-0 win at home, you can't ask for too much more. The next game I think we'll probably do is maybe Man United away, and Liverpool might be 2 in that one. 2 big games, and hopefully we can get through the Carabao Cup and make a run there. But thank you very much for watching. I'll be back in the next couple of days, and fingers crossed we can move on and get a few more points out of the rest of this month and push on. Thank you very much.